Hello and welcome. My name is Sam from Dopa². Just making a quick before and after video of me finishing this studio. So 4 months almost to the day I started. On the 2nd of June I made a video which we're going to watch together. You can also, from that video, you'll notice that the sound quality in this room was far worse than it is today. So that's why I installed a lot of sound paneling or soundproofing paneling, just to get rid of some of the noise that was bouncing around the room, and of course also to avoid noise bleed to my neighbours, both beside and below us. But this is a quick video to show you the after, and of course I'll use the before video within this video to show you the before. I'll also give you a quick time lapse of me installing the sound paneling or the soundproofing panels. I used a system in the end that's quite simple for me to remove if I ever have to. So that's why you'll see a few little gaps here and there. That's because I'm not interested in a perfect looking room. It just needs to sound great, and it needs to also be removable in a pretty easy manner. So I'm not sure if you guys have done the research or have any experience, but if you install soundproofing panels the correct way with spray-on glue, well then it's a nightmare to get off. So I just used a very simple and very specific kind of double-sided tape which peels off quite easily to stick the panels on the four corners to the wall and the ceilings. On the ceilings I used a 5th piece of double-sided tape in the middle, but none of them have fallen off, and I know that I can peel them off quite easily because I've tried it and it doesn't leave any marks on the walls or ceilings. So that's a great way of installing the sound proofing panels, to be able to remove them again and also to achieve the sound quality I wanted for this room. Beyond that, everything else that I had to do in this room was just buy the equipment, set it up, create my own stage. That was probably another little project that took a little bit longer, but it was quite straightforward. I'll be explaining that later in this video. And yeah, so enjoy the before and after, enjoy the time lapse, and leave your comments, leave your likes, subscribe, all the good stuff, of course, because I know you love me so much. You can't get enough of me. So this studio, I built this for you, okay? Anyway, let's get to the good stuff.
Hello, I am Sam. Yes, this is Sam from Dopa², making this video for my subscribers. Yeah, this is a look back into the past, where it all began. This is a new apartment we moved into just over a week ago. This is going to be my studio. I'll show it to you in a second. I'll have to stop talking, otherwise, when I show you the apartment, otherwise it's very booming in my studio, because currently it's got very minimal furniture inside it. That's all going to change. Possibly if you're coming here from the future, it's already changed. The channel, as you know, is about arts, music, drumming, virtual reality, having fun, fitness, chatting, all the good stuff. And this is where it all began. So we moved from Australia, Sydney. We left Sydney, Australia on the 6th of December 2024. We had a holiday, first in Indonesia, where my wife is from, and then we came to Germany on the 15th of January 2025. Today is the 2nd of June. So we're almost 5 months in Germany now. And I'm 41 years old. I have a wife and 2 kids. So let me show you the studio in its current form, and I'm going to try, as time progresses, for my subscribers on Patreon and possibly even other platforms, to provide some of these videos of how the journey is going. So not just today's video about who I am, but also updates, practically a tutorial of such, of how you, if you were interested, could also start a Twitch, YouTube and the likes channel. So I'm going to show you the studio. The only thing I've managed to do so far is buy a laptop, which I had to do some work regardless of the business, but especially for the business, a laptop's very important. I, of course, moving into this new apartment and being in Germany, had to buy light fixtures for the studio. I bought myself a table. I haven't yet bought the chair even, I'm just using a kitchen chair, but that chair is coming soon. But from here, everything else should be pretty quick. So I'm going to have to buy the drum kit, I have to buy the soundproofing equipment, going to have to install that. I'm going to have to buy the virtual reality goggles, install all the software, purchase the games or the applications that I want to use on the channel, and then just start recording. The other thing I have to do is just get a German tax accountant to check that I've done everything correctly here. Set up a business name, of course, and a business tax file number so I can actually be monetized by YouTube and Twitch and the likes. So tomorrow I have a meeting with the tax specialist, and after they give me the all clear, I'm just going to go for it. Purchase the equipment, install it, and start making live content. If live doesn't work, well, I can always pivot and just pre-record and make content like everyone else. I'm going to try live. It's not very common, so that could possibly be a good niche. Who knows? This is all new for me, but I'm very excited. I've had some dreams about doing this, and I mean literal dreams, not just like a dream in my heart. No, I've seen some things that I can do in dreams that I actually am going to do to the best of my ability, and we'll see where it all leads. Anyway, let me show you the room, the studio in its current form. I'll stop talking. Now, please forgive me, this is all new to me. If there's any issues with sound or with video or with shaking, that's okay. We can look back at this and have a good laugh. And yeah, here comes the studio. Once I press stop, obviously the video will end. What I meant to say is I'm not going to say anything from this point onwards. So enjoy the studio, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye. And it looks like my family just came home, but that can stay on the recording, it's not a problem. All right, I'm going to walk to the other side of the room, turn around, show you the other side of the room, and that's it. All right, see you in the next video. Bye. Peace. This could be a time lapse of me installing soundproofing. I've already done 9 panels. We tested, I tried a few different methods. Yesterday, the method I tried didn't work. Spray glue and cardboard and double-sided tape, and then I figured out, wow, the double-sided tape that I have peels off really easily off the ceiling, but it also sticks really strong between the foam and the ceiling if you don't touch it after that. So let's keep going. Right, I'm just going to show you guys what I do. This is clear double-sided 1mm thick and 20mm wide tape. It's really good, it sticks to both the foam really well. So I put 4 pieces of sticky tape, 1 on each corner and 1 right in the middle here. And then obviously peel off the other side so it's ready to stick to the ceiling. Then I give the 4 spots on the ceiling where it's going to stick a quick wipe with some mineral turpentine, just to get rid of any, not that there is on the ceiling, but if there was anything, get rid of any dirt that might want to not stick. And then I use my little template that I cut out, which has got 10 centimeters around the borders, so I can make sure it's aligned. I'm not going to try and explain how that works, but you know, if you can figure out, so I don't end up having a wonky line all the way across the room, but a straight line all the way across. And so far, so good. It's working really well.
Okay, let's continue with the soundproofing. Got quite a lot up that I didn't record, but do that back wall now, time lapse, and then I'll probably turn the camera around to do this wall, time lapse, done the whole ceiling and all of that side wall, which at the end of the time lapse, obviously I'll give a before and after the room without any soundproofing, with the room fully soundproofed, and then I'll do another video with the room not only fully soundproofed but also fully furnished. So we'll see the difference in sound quality before any soundproofing, after soundproofing but no furniture, and afterwards with furniture. So 50mm thick to the apex, here to here, and then 50 centimeters in square. It's proven perfect, so and I can install them quite fast. I did all of that wall plus more than half of the ceiling alone today, which sounds a lot, but I've only worked maybe 5 hours continuously on it and got well, maybe a quarter of the room done, with that wall, the wall behind me, and the wall to my left still to go, which is pretty good. These 3 door panels, as I said last video, I'll do last, as well as the 3 panels on that other door. So I'll use different sticky tape methods. There's a door stop here because this door opens with a sharp metal handle. You see right here, sharp metal handle. If I just let it hit the wall or go by itself, it would make marks in the wall. I am going to leave that there. In fact, I might replace it with a protruding door stop, so that, or even a door stop on the bottom, so that basically this will come and stop before it hits. Yeah, so I'm going to get one of those. Actually, I've got one to show you. Another one of these. So these are basically long door stops. Sorry about the contrast. This is set up for mounting soundproofing, not for camera work. But basically this is a door stop. It's long. You can stick it onto the bottom of the door, or I'm going to stick it against the what do they call it in English? Skirting board at the bottom. Stick it against the floor, and so when the door swings open at the bottom, it'll hit that before it hits the wall. That way I can remove anything under the soon to be attached soundproofing tiles, and this will be the way the door gets stopped from hitting the wall, or in this case from hitting the soundproofing. Alright, rest of this wall now, wall behind me, finish it off. Then the far wall here, the door, I have 3 panels. This will just have 4 panels. I'll cut out the light switch, it's the only cutout I'm making for the whole project.
All right, panels for that door. Only 3, so it should be quick, and then we'll go door behind me. Oh, I mean the door in front of me, which you can't see. Okay, lucky last door behind me.
This is the fly screen, and it's remained the same, but everything else has pretty much changed. There's the floor mat that was in the original video as well. So apart from the fly screen and a few things that you're going to see in a moment, everything's changed. So let's turn around and have a look together. Okay, so having a look from the vantage point I did originally. So there's a door into my studio. We're going to go the other side of the room now. First, I'll show you what I did the last time. So in this corner now, you can see corner to corner, I've just installed panels without having to cut them because I probably already went overboard with the amount of panels I installed. So let's go into the room and have a look at the difference in the sound quality / the echo. So much less echo. So now we're looking back. You can see now my table was originally there, but now there's my drum kit to make use of that pitched roof the best way possible. Is to put a drum kit underneath that. I don't have to ever stand there. Then there's my desk now. That was what I had originally. And my laptop and my desk are pretty much the only thing that are there from original. A little bin. Of course, the floor mat is there as well from original, but everything else is new. So wall to wall, there's my new office chair that I talked about in my video. Okay, I've got these rubber mats are there because I do my boxing and my fitness here. They're just to help keep the people below me happy. They're quite soft. It's hard to see on camera, but if I stand on there for a second, you'll see a footprint appear. You see that? Let me do it again. I stand on there quite firm. So they're quite springy. So they take up a lot of the noise. I don't actually jump around in here, but even just walking can be noisy. So when I'm boxing, sometimes I, tippy toe around. So that's that. Then I built this custom stage. I ended up using 4 centimeter thick foam board. You know, the stuff that has like a puzzle shape to it where you can lock them together. Well, I bought those puzzle pieces and then I got the size I wanted and cut off the excess. And then on top of that, I put IKEA, they're actually supposed to be outdoor, sort of outdoor, what do you call it, flooring. Again, tiles that clip together, and they have a carpet on top, so that was perfect. So a grey carpet, outdoor IKEA set. You can just obviously buy as many tiles as you want. So I bought enough to make this perfect size for my drum stage. So with the foam and then the carpet tiles on top, it really takes away all the sound that would otherwise travel below me. And that is because even though it's not an acoustic drum kit, I am quite heavy, and when you are using double kick and mucking around on the drum kit, just you bouncing up and down would normally send vibrations through the floor. But this takes away most of the vibrations, if not all of them. In fact, it's hard for me to demonstrate, but if I step on one of these tiles, they're quite springy. The tiles themselves are springy, but then they're on 4 centimeter foam, which is taking off the edge even further. I haven't had a single person complain or comment. In fact, my neighbor didn't realize I was doing anything. He thought, come on, I want to hear you drum. And I said, yeah, well, I have been, but you haven't heard anything, which is good. Okay. Then I have a fan because in Germany, or at least in this apartment, there is no aircon. And in summer for 1 or 2 weeks, it does get quite hot, and I mean really hot. And we're on the pitch part of this apartment block. So we have the full heat of the sun coming toward us at a particular time of day. So that fan is really not for me. It's more for my laptop, which has to work overtime when rendering videos, or initially it was because it was on live streams, which had like, I don't know, 10 pieces of high intensity programs running at once. Now it does a lot less work that I'm doing it offline and then posting pre-recorded content. Okay, a ring light. It's just there to light up the corner of this room because it was a little bit dark even with the door open, but I think we've all got the point. And one last thing I had to do is, you guys saw this lamp, and I had to put this shade over it. It doesn't look as professional as it could look, but it does the trick. When you guys start supporting me and throwing millions of dollars at me, we can just transform this studio into a beautiful upper tier, world-class studio. How about that? Okay, so I'll look forward to seeing the checks coming in, and then we'll make this world-class. In the no, I'm just joking. No, I'm not joking. But in the meantime, we'll make do with what we've got. Of course, I had to put some lights around the place just to mix it up a bit. Probably not the best lighting that you've ever seen, but definitely not the most boring either. Okay, in fact, the lighting was one of the things that I had to work on the hardest, because no matter how good the camera is, if the lights are off, you just don't get a good result. And even still, I'm not sure I've got the best result, but I'm learning. Okay, so that's the after. You guys can hear it. It's not boomy. It's not echoey. I hope it's coming across well. I mean, I haven't actually listened to this audio, of course, because I'm currently recording it. But that's enough of me rambling. I hope you enjoyed this video of the before and after, and a bit of a time lapse of my work that went into this studio. And I look forward to making more content and seeing you all enjoy it. And lots of commenting and lots of liking and so many subscribers that I'll rival Mr. Beast. Okay? That's the plan. Okay, thanks guys. I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.